Good evening, Lunenburg. My name is Brett Ramsden. I'm the Vice Chair of the Lunenburg Sewer Commission. Welcome, everybody. We're going to start our meeting, as we always do, with the Pledge of Allegiance to this flag.
I pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with This one was maybe.
It's a lot more concise when we're all the same run. Not much better, but a little better.
Thank you very much.
I don't know lots of copies.
All right then. And then, yes, in accordance with the requirements of the open meeting law, please be advised that this meeting of the Sewer Commission is being recorded and will be able to be found on the Lunenburg Access YouTube channel after the meeting. The following information is also provided for members of the public that would like to participate in the meeting remotely. To participate remotely from a computer, please use the link to join the public meeting webinar found on the posted agenda, or from a telephone, dial the toll-free number 888-475-4499 and enter the webinar number 813-8724-9940. If you have not registered with Zoom, you will be asked for your name and email address. Note, no participant ID is needed, just press pound. I'm going to do a roll call vote of all members. If you could answer in the affirmative. Joe?
Aye.
And Scott?
Aye.
And Brett is here. And then our staff, we're going to go with Bill Berner,
I'm here.
Jane, Raymond,
Here.
and Anthony. It's been a long day. Andrew, yep, you got it. Moving right along. Is there any public comment or public in general?
There's no public on the call tonight.
Okay. Does any of the commissioners or staff have any comment or?
I do that.
Okay. That includes announcements, I would imagine. We're going to move on to current business then. We're going to jump right into our commission vacancies and hoping we have an update from Bill.
We still don't have anybody. I know at the last meeting, we talked about revising the letter that Carter had sent out. So I printed it out for everybody here.
Yeah.
If you wanted to tweak it. And I think just getting rid of the blurb above the term only lasting until the election in May, probably isn't relevant anymore.
Well, then it would be technically the next one. Election, so.
I'm not sure what the.
Now that I get this wording, I can post some stuff as a concerned citizen.
Maybe it does stay until the next May election. Well, it would.
Do you remember
If
being this
they're-
aggressive?
No. I mean, I think I kind of read that one because I think the line that got me was we write you write with important news about your sewer system. I was like, all right. I was like, somebody has a sense of humor. Let's go.
Had you on line one. Great.
Yeah. So
That's great.
yeah, I just I knew that since it was an elected position at this point, it was just like, well, let's get through the election, then maybe the forums will calm down, and then I can just post something that's not going to get lost in the noise. So we'll see. Post something Sunday or something like that.
So do we want to take these home and think about it, or do we want to maybe start making some adjustments now? What do you gentlemen think?
On the letter, I mean, the bullet points are fine. I was just like,
Yeah, I mean,
last saying, do we need to tweak the election part?
the last time it was sent out, it brought in more people than we needed to fill the committee, right?
Yep.
If we send it again, then even if one person shows up,
I thought they said maybe no to the postage or Did they say it was all right to do a mailing?
Well, we can. We have money in our budget for it.
Okay. I don't know why I thought I heard. They said no, but I think I was just tying it in the other part. That it was an elected thing. Well, that's fine, and the same thing too, right? That if you go in front of, like what we had to do, go in front of the town council and
Select.
file,
board. Yeah,
select board, sorry.
yeah, and then you'd be appointed.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Okay. Fair enough.
Where we changed the meeting, did the second and last Tuesday, cadence swap? Cause today, oh no, it is
This is the second,
All right, never mind.
I thought it seemed late too when they. when
I
got
thought
the
we
thing.
like, we went from what, we missed a week and we took it the next week and then it changed the every other rhythm, but I think
Yeah.
we're back on
I think it was just one of those weird months that had like, you know,
the extra week, yeah.
might actually have 5 Tuesdays or something in it.
So it's the last week, it's not the fourth. Tuesday.
So, Mr. Director,
Sounds right.
as I recall, you did talk to a couple of people at the town hall regarding some form of letter. And of course, we saw what they posted on, and didn't include us.
Right, so I asked about that.
Yeah.
Those are volunteer positions.
Mm-hmm.
This would be an elected position and or appointed.
Oh.
So the ones they posted are just volunteer positions.
So are we thinking we should do our own mail? Just-
Well, that's kind of what we're talking about, right? Because, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
it didn't sound like the town wanted to do a mailing.
I took, you know, what opportunities I could at the town meeting, just talking to people. We had 9 hours to kill.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, who knows, maybe we'll get somebody, but I think it'll be the first thing is, you know, to point them to where the form is. You know, but like I said, probably get by the election first and then go from there. Who knows, maybe we'll have a write-in.
That's true.
We only need 1 vote at this point, right?
That's right.
Is there?
So-
minimum? If you don't need 10 votes or 100 votes, one is enough.
I'm gonna guess one's enough.
I mean,
That's majority.
I have no idea.
Surprise one of your friends.
Well, they can turn it down, right?
Know a few people in town, just put their name on it.
Yeah.
Hey, what are you doing Tuesday night?
Mhm.
So, just so everyone knows and the public knows, I'm having trouble hearing with my hearing aids tonight, so I'm not catching everything you got.
Oh, all right.
Uh,
I'll speak up.
That's all right. Looking at me is what really helps. Throw that out there. Now you were interested in working on this a bit,
Yeah,
so.
yeah, but I mean, this is
not bad.
worded fine. It actually looks more official than the
Okay.
one that went in the, I mean, of course, we're gonna update the from and everything and, but.
Yeah.
Yeah, and maybe the, you know, like the logistics, like you stated about the election thing, you know, and just maybe at this point, because now you'd be a year out, right? So now it's gonna be a commission, an appointment situation, so
Yeah.
rather than confuse the issue, it's just go from there.
Okay. So, Andrew,
Yes,
would you be able to
yeah, we can do
update
that.
this and
Yeah, we can send them out.
maybe just get it the heck out there?
Yeah, we can do that.
Is this, I don't think there's anything we need to vote on. So. You know,
Formal vote? No, but it's just,
Are we doing?
everybody shake their head, yes.
Yeah, like your last mailing, the one that got us here, was that, that, I forget, that was just targeted to water customers, right, to your,
To
I'm sorry,
sewer
to sewer
customers.
customers, to your database, right, yeah.
Right.
I mean, I don't see any reason why
I don't think we did.
just using that one again, since we got 5 applicants for 4 positions.
I don't believe we voted on this when we sent it out last time. and the Clerk sent it out. So.
We weren't in.
Yeah, I don't think so.
All right then. Well, anybody else have anything on that before we move on?
No.
Then in that case, we'll jump into the director and business manager updates. And first we have in that is our minutes from 4/29/25. And we need to vote to accept or not accept those. Did you gentlemen have a chance to review those?
From the 29th, I did not.
I had a look at it. I didn't see anything. Do we want to wait till next meeting to?
Was that in last week's email?
Last week.
That's probably why.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think I said it, sent it with, the agenda, right?
you probably
I
did,
think
we
so.
missed it, but, I don't know that there was anything that controversial in the meeting that I wouldn't be comfortable. We trust Jane.
Yeah, I mean, I have no problem with that. Everything else has been spot on, so.
All right.
So we'll, motion to accept the minutes of those 2 dates, is it 2 days or 1 day?
It's just
One
one.
day.
Just
one
one
day,
day.
it's 1 day, yeah.
I'll second the motion to accept.
All right, and then, we're looking for an update from Andrew about the fourth quarter bill.
We gotta vote on,
There we go.
I'm sorry.
we gotta
Now
vote
we have
on,
to vote.
Oh, I thought we were pushing the vote off. See, this is, I didn't have my.
Oh, no, he
Okay,
made the motion, I seconded it, so now you can
well,
call.
okay. He'll be looking right at me. too.
I know.
Excuse me, Lindenberg. All right, then, we have a motion in place. It's been seconded, to vote on the minutes for 4/29/25. And we'll start with Joe.
Aye.
Scott,
Aye.
and I for myself. It's been approved. Thank you very much. Hearing impairments can be detrimental sometimes, so bear with me. Thank you. Now we'll jump forward to the fourth quarter billing update from Andrew that we
Do
understand.
we want to? No. So, we got it done, or I got it done. The only issue, there was an issue with the rates in the system in Munis for some reason. I don't know how they reverted back to our 2022 rates. Our rates should basically stay where they are. So I don't know how that happened or what happened in between, but I caught, and it wasn't all the bills that were incorrect. The only bills that were incorrect were the ones that were above a minimum of 33. So I thought that I could fix it, and I had our consultant review it, and he said, "Oh, that looks fine to him." And then when I saw our bills adjust to 133, I automatically I thought that all the bills calculated because there's a lot of things that go into the billing where there's wonky numbers everywhere, so I have to check numbers that are off zeros, large amount, consumption numbers where they don't belong.
Mm.
So our system should just be calculating the rates correctly, at least. So I was under the impression that when I printed the bills, they didn't look off to me, because going through all of them again, I was like, yeah. But a customer pointed out that he had a bill that was for 136. It should have been for 158. So he was kind enough to let us know. He was like, to check them all. And once I went through a handful of them, I was like, well, he's right that they were off. So unfortunately, our commitment number will look a little lower, but we have to do a supplemental commitment because I have to send out another round of bills to make up for that deficit.
How long after was it caught?
I caught it within a couple days.
All right, yeah, I mean, I'm only wondering.
I unfortunately sent the bills out thinking that they were correct, but I caught,
Well, I got the text, but then I got the
Yeah.
mailing about a week later.
Yeah.
And then my
Yeah.
wife logged in and paid the bill, so I'm only wondering for other people,
Right.
did I pay the correct amount by logging in?
No,
If it was a week and a half later,
it will be fine. It's gonna, the new bill is gonna come in on UniPay. Miley has it.
Mhm.
So whatever the remaining is, and you can pay it, but there's not gonna be any interest on it because of that inconvenience, unfortunately.
Right, so approximately half of the bills that went out are wrong.
Mhm.
So it's about 500 of them. About 475, the difference is less than $100.
Mhm.
So there's only like 25 that is over $100. But, people are gonna get a second
Well,
bill.
it's still $100.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, most of them are small money, but, and it wasn't anything that Andrew did, it's the system. Who knows what happened? It grabbed the wrong rate. right? It's worked.
It did it. The rates
For a
were-
year, and then
the
all of a
rates
sudden
were
it didn't.
For a year, and I had to go in, actually put them back in and try to make sure that they were correct again. So that was challenging, but
Munis strikes again.
Right.
Right.
Right, so we haven't sent out the revised bills. We
Right.
wanted
'cause we-
you to talk to about it first. If we don't send it out, we're gonna lose $24,000.
So,
Yeah,
Okay, so I'm glad you got it out.
yeah.
but what's happening? Are you doing them correction bills
So I had to do
based
it-
on everything or what's remaining that, because some people might have just, like you said, logged in and paid.
Yeah, even if they paid it, it's reflected, all the bills are reflected as to what they owe, if they
Right.
owe anything.
So it's the remainder
So
that
just
we're
the-
sending out.
Okay,
And you're not charging interest on
No,
what they missed, so
Yeah.
if there's any financial difference, somebody would be
yeah,
paying
so
a
you,
little bit less than they would have in the long run, just in two installments.
Pretty much,
Yeah,
yeah,
so-
unfortunately.
then you extended the due date.
Yeah, I did,
Right.
correct, yeah.
Right,
Well, we wouldn't mind you getting bored out there.
Oh, no, not at all. No.
Just trying to lighten it up a little.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Boy. All right, well,
Well, the bills got out. That's a good news.
Yeah, I was hoping that they would have been but more correct, but learning curve. Now I know more about Munis and where to look for
Yeah,
certain things if I really need to.
I wonder if it's one of those systems where you gotta go in and delete the historical
Uh,
rates.
You shouldn't have to. It worked,
No.
it
you
worked for
shouldn't.
over a year and then it changed.
If it's the active rate and you got the date parameters, then it
Right.
should work. fine.
Yeah.
Right. So we are changing to a new system in 2 weeks.
The cloud based.
A new
yeah.
The
system.
cloud based,
Cloud-based.
right? It's the same program, but cloud based,
It's the one they're gonna support.
right?
Yeah.
Right. So our consultant did help Andrew.
did.
We thought we are gonna have to manually adjust 500 bills,
I mean,
one
we
at a
adjusted
time.
70 of them, so in the supplemental, it's gonna look a little different because
Hmm.
I didn't include the ones that I've already adjusted and sent out.
Yeah.
To customers, so the supplemental, you'll see, but it's gonna be less than what the actual grand total was for the remainder.
If somebody was on auto pay and didn't pay attention to the mailings, would it automatically pay the difference when the bill goes out?
That's a good question. I'm not sure. I'd have to ask Mylene.
I put mine on auto pay and I don't really pay attention to it. So if you send me
Yeah.
another bill, I would just shred it and wouldn't even look at it. 'cause I
Right.
know it's-
Hmm.
Yeah, I don't know. That's a good question.
I would assume it would
Yeah.
pay, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I'll check and see if I don't know if I'm one of the 500.
Yeah, I think Scott is, I can definitely check yours, but. Like I said, a lot of them are, $15 to $20 difference.
Yeah.
For
Yeah.
a bill, regular bill. So.
Yeah.
So, unfortunately, I apologize for that inconvenience.
you telling us you're human on top of it all?
I am.
All right.
It sounds
Well,
like the
like you
problem
said,
for
yeah.
the new assistant to the sewer business manager.
Yeah, we're
Good,
getting to that.
good transition. We're getting there.
The next item on the agenda is referring to the assistant. So they start on 5/27, as I understand.
Mhm.
Yep, so it's Susan Sullivan, and she's gonna start on the 27th.
Right?
And let me ask you this, Andrew. Are you gonna stick around first?
Huh? What am I gonna do?
Like, what kind of a list do you have?
Oh, I mean, there's plenty to do.
I'm sure this could be quite a learning curve there
Yeah.
too, so. Do they have, there's no way you can lock computers and sort of have her follow what you're doing some of it, or?
Oh, yeah, no, absolutely, I can do that.
That's cool.
Shadow you. Yeah.
Didn't know how you went about it, that's all. That's great, well, fantastic news.
Yep.
Now all we need is more commissioners.
Yeah.
All right then, excellent. Well, look at that, we're already talking about future agenda items.
No, we gotta go manhole
Yeah.
repair.
Ready?
Some
Looking for-
manhole
Looking
repairs,
for the leak.
Ah, yeah.
update. So I reached out to In Situ Form and they told me they're changing project managers, but they still told me they're gonna start in June.
Still the same.
But we haven't heard anything since. That was last week, so,
You
but I'll
you
reach out to
find
them
any on
again.
your own with all the rain this last week?
Any
Did you
problems?
find, well, I'm just saying, you know, sometimes with that much rain, you'll find with some of the suspected leaks.
Yeah, we didn't,
Run off now.
but I suspect our flow meters are gonna show an increase.
Most likely.
They always do when it rains.
Yep. Well, my Lake Lunenburg in my yard was going great.
Mm,
You didn't know I had a lake, did you?
No,
Only when it rains like that.
Mhm.
But yeah, it goes through that runoff stream and I'm good.
All right then. Great, well, we'll have that on the next agenda. And let's see, our next meeting's on the 27th.
well, we have to vote on the commitment.
Right.
Mhm.
That should be a vote on the commitment.
Oh, oh, see, I've got two pieces of
Yep,
paper. that-
B
oh, okay.
four.
I got
B
confused
four.
myself. I apologize.
You want?
Yeah, let's talk about the commitment. Yeah.
Oh, you got it. Okay.
I got it. You know, it was a little dyslexia going from fourth quarter and with the commitment, said fourth quarter over here.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm thinking we're down there and I jump to the next one.
It's all right.
So I do believe that's what happened.
All right. What are we on with the commitment?
So, yeah, so, we need to vote on the commitment, supplemental commitment.
Correct. So the first one would be a regular one technically. And
That was what was actually billed.
that was, yeah.
Yep.
You know, what came out of billing.
So it's your
And the secondary.
projected.
Hmm.
Settlement. So second. Well, you guys.
So much, I'm not paying this, no.
Now, speaking of which, did our bootlegger friends do anything with their quote yet? With their
No,
I don't think
has
I've
it
been-
even been
I've seen
paid?
any action. I think we have to vote on it.
Oh, we do. Okay.
Joe, you got
Yeah,
them in
just-
your hands.
just
You want to
need-
make the motion?
No, what the.
Yeah, these are the same
Yeah.
thing. We're
Ah,
gonna sign two copies.
Well, one's a regular,
No, this is the-
one's a supplemental for that second billing.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
All right, gentlemen, so we're looking for a motion to accept the commitment and supplemental commitment as written.
Yeah, motion to accept both commitments as written.
Yeah, I'll second the motion.
All right, motion's been made and second. Gonna go with Scott,
Aye.
Joe,
Aye.
and I for myself. Right. This is where you jumped ahead to the assistant managers.
Yeah, that was my fault.
You just didn't wanna waste a good segue, so.
Right? Yeah. Oh, looks like we have two signatures on. There's a second page.
Whoops.
Yeah, and then you got that one. There you go, sir.
Thank you, sir.
I thought we actually had public comment only because I saw James there. I was like, oh, we have somebody. No.
We could all be doctors.
All right.
I know, right? Even the finance commission had,
Thank you, gentlemen.
Thank
they
you.
had nobody in
Andrew.
person the other night. After the whole vote and everything, yeah, the Thursday night meeting. Nobody was there. Only a couple people online too. I think everyone's breathing after that Did you stay the whole time?
I did.
Yeah, I saw you over there.
Mhm.
I was hiding over in the corner. Could see everybody from there.
All right, gentlemen. So now we are on future agenda. items.
Yep.
And, let's start from the top, I guess. We'll obviously keep the vacancies in there as a topic. Next week, this week's minutes. Any billing information needed to go over? Any?
For future, we're gonna probably have an end of year before FY 26 kicks in. End of year, any adjustments that are made to be reviewed as well.
Yeah, whatever you feel needs to be on there. Also, I'm kind of surprised we haven't had any people putting an application for hookups at all in this past month.
We've had a
There's
couple.
been a couple, yeah.
No, there is.
Yeah.
Just not at the point for us to be looking at it yet.
Well, normally you guys don't look at it, right? Only if it's an extension or
Yeah.
something. These are just regular ones. They're
Oh, yeah.
within the sewer district, so.
Okay.
Yeah, we've had a couple.
Yeah, we've had a few.
So that's good.
Yeah.
Very good. And then, of course, our new assistant manager is coming on the day of our next meeting. So maybe we'll put that on there as a topic as well.
Sure.
Mhm.
And then our, if we can't think of anything else, of course, you gentlemen, we're counting on you for any additional needed topics.
Yep,
Um,
we'll see what comes up.
Great.
Pumps working all right, the new pumps?
Yeah,
Yeah.
we don't have new pumps yet, but
Mass one, no, Mass one. Everything's.
Yeah.
Running fine,
yep, all that works good.
great.
So, we should probably put that on for the Dana Street, the similar work.
Yeah,
We'll have to put that on for next agenda.
is that already been scheduled?
Not scheduled yet.
I mean, I'm assuming. They'll do it this. What, late?
Yeah,
summer?
before July 1,
Before-
hopefully, yeah.
Oh, before, okay.
Excellent. Gotta keep it fun.
Yeah,
Very good. Our next meeting is May 27th, 2025. This can be a Zoom meeting at 6 p.m. And then our following meeting will be June 10th. And that'll be a meeting here, a hybrid meeting at 7 p.m. And then we'll have on June 24th, will be a 6 p.m. Zoom meeting. And then July 8th, 2025 will be a 7 p.m. hybrid meeting here at the DPW building as well. So without further ado, is there any comments from public or commissioners or staff? Right. I do want to say I hope everybody's loved ones and staff that have children had a great Mother's Day this past Sunday, and everybody in Lunenburg. And with that, I think I'm going to ask for a motion to adjourn, gentlemen.
I'll motion to adjourn.
Second the motion?
Okay, we have a motion. It's been seconded. I'm going to start with Joe.
Aye.
Scott?
Aye.
And I for myself. We are all done. Thank you, Lunenburg. Bye.